Okay, we'll start the discussion here. The question answer discussion of lesson chemical reaction. The first question is,
why should a magnesium ribbon be cleaned before burning in air?
okay, so we have seen the experiment before. Burning of magnesium ribbon, we should scratch and remove the coating on its surface, because we know that magnesium is a highly reactive metal. It will react with oxygen in the atmosphere, O2, and form a product magnesium oxide, MgO. Magnesium oxide coating will be formed. For balancing the equation, 2Mg plus O2 gives 2MgO. This magnesium oxide coating will be formed on the magnesium foil. On the surface of the magnesium foil, there will be a thin coating of magnesium oxide throughout the surface. Okay. So since magnesium oxide is a highly stable compound, it won't react easily. So it will not catch fire. When we are burning by showing a flame here, the magnesium ribbon will not catch fire because the magnesium surface is coated with the magnesium oxide, which is a stable compound. So the reaction will not take place. Combustion reaction will not take place. So for the reaction to take place, we should scratch and remove the coating, the thin layer of magnesium oxide formed on its surface. The magnesium will react with the oxygen in the atmosphere itself. Magnesium will react with the oxygen in the atmosphere itself and form a thin coating of magnesium oxide on its surface. And that magnesium oxide is a stable compound. It will not react easily. So when we are showing the flame, it will not catch fire. To start the combustion reaction, we should expose the magnesium surface without any coating. For that, we should scratch and remove the thin layer of magnesium oxide. Write the answer. When magnesium ribbon is exposed to air, it forms a layer of magnesium oxide on its surface. This layer of magnesium oxide is a stable compound. It prevents further reaction of magnesium with oxygen. Hence, it should be cleaned before burning. Question number 2, page number 6. Read the question.
Write the balanced equation for the following chemical reactions. Hydrogen plus chlorine gives hydrogen chloride.
Okay.
Barium chloride plus aluminium sulfate gives barium sulfate plus aluminium chloride. Sodium plus water gives sodium hydroxide plus hydrogen.
Okay, write the equations. First one is hydrogen plus chlorine gives hydrogen chloride.
H2 plus Cl2 gives HCl.
Very good. H2 plus Cl2. H2 is gas plus Cl2 chlorine. Cl2 also gas gives 2HCl. Hydrogen chloride gas. Second bit of that, barium chloride and aluminium sulfate react to form barium sulfate and aluminium chloride. What is the equation? Barium chloride is
BaCl2.
Yeah, BaCl2. It reacts with the
Al2SO4.
aluminium sulfate. Al2. Aluminium is valency 3. Sulfate polyatomic ion is valency 2. So valency of sulfate ion is here 2. It came to aluminium, and SO4 sulfate
3.
Thrice 3 times. So Al2SO4 thrice 3 times is the molecular formula of aluminium sulfate, and it gives what?
BaSO4 plus.
BaSO4 plus. This BaSO4 is precipitate, isn't it? This is double displacement reaction we studied. This aluminium sulfate is aqueous, AQ. Barium chloride also aqueous. When they react to form barium sulfate is solid precipitate. It is a double displacement reaction and also precipitation reaction, plus aluminium chloride, AlCl3. Aluminium chloride is also aqueous, AQ. Is it balanced?
No.
No. So for balancing, what we have to do? Al2SO4 thrice, so 3BaSO4. Okay. Then here 3BaCl2. Al2 is there, 2 aluminium is there. So here 2 AlCl3. BaCl2 plus Al2SO4 thrice gives 3BaSO4 plus 2 AlCl3. Third bit of this.
Sodium plus water. Na plus H2O gives NaOH plus H.
Yeah, sodium plus water gives sodium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. Sodium is a metal, highly reactive metal, that is solid, that will react with water H2O H2O is liquid, L in bracket, gives NaOH, sodium hydroxide will be formed, that is aqueous, AQ, plus hydrogen gas, H2 will be formed. And for balancing the equation, how can we balance the equation?
2Na plus
Yeah, 2Na plus
2H2
2H2O gives
gives
2Na.
2NaOH.
plus H2 gas. 2Na plus 2H2O gives 2NaOH plus H2. H2 is a gas. Third question.
Write a balanced chemical equation with state symbols for the following reactions. Solution of barium chloride and sodium sulfate in water to give insoluble barium sulfate and the solution of sodium chloride.
Okay, so write the balanced chemical equation with the state symbols. What will be the equation? A solution of barium chloride. Barium chloride is what?
BaCl2.
It is solution, so aqueous, AQ. That is the state symbol, BaCl2. React with the solution of sodium sulfate. What is the molecular formula?
Na2SO4.
Na2SO4. That also solution form, it will be aqueous, solution form, aqueous. Gives,
BaSO4.
this BaSO4 is a solid, isn't it? It is
Yes.
precipitate, BaSO4. So the state symbol we have to write solid, BaSO4. Barium sulfate is white precipitate, so solid in bracket.
NaCl. 2
Sodium.
NaCl.
For balancing Cl2 here, 2 chlorine are there, 2 sodium also, 2 sodium, 2 chlorine, so 2 NaCl. The sodium chloride also it can dissolve in water, so it will be in aqueous, AQ. Very good. Next one, second part.
Sodium hydroxide solution in water reacts with hydrochloric acid solution in water to produce sodium chloride solution in water.
Okay. So again, these are in solution form, aqueous form. What is sodium hydroxide? Molecular formula?
NaOH.
NaOH. What should be the state symbol? NaOH will dissolve in water, so it will be aqueous, AQ. Okay. Plus,
HCl.
whenever the word solution is there, you must write aqueous only. Solution in water means aqueous. Only water is liquid. Okay.
Yes.
Only water is liquid. If it is solution in water means it is aqueous. Then hydrochloric acid is in solution form,
HCl.
so HCl. HCl state symbol is again
Aqueous.
aqueous. Gives product is
NaCl.
sodium
Plus-
chloride. That also it can dissolve in water, so it will be AQ, aqueous. Plus, what is the next product? Sodium chloride solution and water. The next product is what? H2O. H2O is liquid. There is no ions inside that, so it will be liquid only. If ions are present, then it will be aqueous. If ions are not present, liquid. And this is actually a acid-base neutralization reaction. NaOH is strong base, HCl is strong acid. Acid and base react to form salt and water. That is neutralization reaction. And this reaction is also double displacement reaction, isn't it? Here also double displacement takes place, but there is no precipitation in this reaction. So this is an example for double displacement reaction without precipitation. The first one is double displacement reaction as well as precipitation reaction. Precipitate is formed. But here it is also double displacement reaction, but no precipitate is formed. So if you are getting a question in exam like this, write a double displacement reaction without precipitate, without the formation of precipitate. You can write this example, okay? The second one, page number 10. Read the question.
A solution of a substance X is used for whitewashing. Name the substance X and write its formula. Write the reaction of the substance X in the above with water.
Okay. So what is that substance used for whitewashing? Calcium oxide, CaO. Okay, quicklime. What is the name of this one? Quicklime. How it is obtained, quicklime?
Calcium carbonate.
By heating calcium carbonate, CaCO3, by thermal decomposition. If you heat CaCO3, that is the shell of some kind of fish. If it is heated strongly, we can get it from seashore and also from river. If you heat it strongly, you will get CaO, calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide, CO2, thermal decomposition reaction. In this calcium carbonate is called limestone. This is limestone. Limestone, when it is heated strongly, it is the shell of some kind of fish, and on heating strongly, that will give calcium oxide, that is quicklime. This is quicklime and carbon dioxide. When this quicklime CaO, if it is added to water, there will be a strong exothermic reaction, a vigorous reaction will be there. What is that reaction, Noya? When CaO is reacting with the water, CaO plus H2O, what will be the product formed?
Calcium hydroxide.
Yeah, calcium hydroxide, CaOH twice. Calcium hydroxide, CaOH twice. This is aqueous, AQ, colorless. Okay, it is dissolved form. So what happens when we are doing whitewashing? In olden days, we used to do this one. Okay, the powdered shells, we can get that in packets, and when it is added to cold water, you can see the bubbles coming out of the water. It is just like boiling, and the water become very hot. It is an exothermic reaction, and finally we will get a colorless solution, CaOH twice. That is used for whitewashing. The CaOH twice is used for whitewashing, and after whitewashing, at the time of whitewashing, we can see we feel just like whitewashing with water, because there will be no color on that. On the wall we cannot see any color, just like whitewashing with water. But if you wait for some time, gradually white color will appear. Why gradually white color is appearing after whitewashing with this one? It is aqueous. Aqueous means colorless solution. Okay, this is used for whitewashing. After whitewashing, we can see gradually white color appearing on the wall. What happened during that time?
It reacts with carbon dioxide.
Yeah, this calcium hydroxide, it is on the wall after painting. That will react with the surrounding carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. In CaOH twice, it reacts with the carbon dioxide in the surroundings, CaOH twice, plus CO2, carbon dioxide gas in the atmosphere, and it again forms CaCO3, calcium carbonate. And this calcium carbonate is solid, white powder, white particles that will be sticking on the wall. So that will give white color for the wall. That was the method used in olden days for whitewashing. CaOH twice plus CO2 gives CaCO3 plus H2O. This is the reaction happening on the wall after whitewashing. H2O is liquid. H2O is liquid. So after whitewashing, the calcium hydroxide, which is colorless, that will react with the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, surrounding carbon dioxide, and form white colored particles of calcium carbonate. CaCO3 is white colored particle that will stick on the surface of the wall, and water formed will be evaporated. That will be evaporated. The wall become gradually white in color, but when we touch on the surface of the wall, that white powder will stick on our hand when we touch on the wall. To avoid that, before whitewashing, this solution we used to mix with the Fevicol, so that this white powder will stick on the surface. Question number 2.
Why is the amount of gas collected in one of the test tubes in activity 1.7 double of the amount collected in the other? Name the gas.
Do you remember the activity? Okay, this is the activity. In this activity 1.7, this is acidified water. Acidified water, and there are two electrodes. One is anode, positive electrode, other is cathode, connected to a DC battery, and electricity is passed through water. Okay, at the anode side, the level of air above is less. The air gap is less here. And cathode side, you can see here, cathode side, there is more air space. This upper part, there is more air space than at the anode side. Cathode side, there is more gas collected. What is the reason? Cathode side, more gas is collected. Which gas is collected at cathode side? Okay, this is cathode. Cathode means negative electrode, and this side is anode. This is anode. This side is cathode. At cathode side, you can see here the gas collected is more. Okay, this gap is gas collected is more, and here at the anode side gas collected is less, this much only. At cathode side gas collected is double than that of anode side. Which is the gas collected at cathode side?
Hydrogen.
Hydrogen, very good. H2 gas. Why H2 gas is collected over here?
Because cathode is minus, hydrogen is positive.
Hydrogen inside the solution is H plus ion. Inside the solution here in the beaker, hydrogen is H plus ion, positive ion. That positive ion will be attracted towards the cathode, negative electrode. Okay, negative will attract positive. So negative electrode will attract positive charged hydrogen ion. And hydrogen ion, H plus ion means it has one electron less. It has a deficiency of one electron. So on reaching at the cathode will give one electron to hydrogen ion. Cathode will give one electron to hydrogen ion. So that hydrogen ion become a hydrogen atom, a neutral atom. Again one more hydrogen ion will approach towards the cathode. That also will receive one electron, and that also become hydrogen atom. Then two hydrogen atoms will combine to form hydrogen gas molecule, and that hydrogen gas molecules bubbles will come out, and that will fill in this area. Got the point? Which gas is obtained at the anode side?
Oxygen.
Oxygen is obtained at the anode side. Why oxygen is moving towards anode? So oxygen is O2 minus ion, negative ion. Anode is positive. Anode is always positive electrode. Positive electrode is called anode, negative electrode is called cathode. Inside the solution, oxygen is O2 minus ion, and this O2 minus ion, negative charged ion, will be attracted by positive anode. And we know that O2 minus ion has 2 electron extra. Electronic configuration is 2,8. Actually, oxygen atom is 2,6 only. Oxygen atom electronic configuration is 2,6. Oxygen ion is 2,8. It means oxygen ion has 2 electrons extra. So this oxygen ion, after reaching on the anode, oxygen ion will donate 2 electrons to the anode and become oxygen atom, neutral atom. So 2 electrons will be released. 2 electrons will be released on the anode surface. And oxygen ion become oxygen atom. Like that, one more oxygen ion will approach. That also will release 2 electrons on the anode surface, and that also become oxygen atom. 2 oxygen atom will combine to form oxygen molecule. It means we can write this equation like this. 2 oxygen ions, 2 O2 minus ion, will give O2 gas, plus each oxygen ion will release 2 electrons. So total how many electrons will be released? 4 electrons will be released on the anode surface. That electrons will flow because of the potential difference, and that will come to the cathode, and from the cathode that electrons will be given to H plus ion. So this process will continue, that is electrolytic decomposition of water, acidified water. What is the final equation of this one? The total reaction. What happens when electricity passes through water?
H2O gives you 2H2 plus O2.
Yeah, on passing electricity, isn't it? So above the arrow mark, I should write the condition of reaction. What is the condition of reaction? In presence of electricity, and also in the water, acid should be added, acidified. Okay, acid should be added to water. Then in presence of electricity, it will split into give hydrogen H2 plus O2, hydrogen gas plus oxygen gas, O2 gas. It is not balanced. For balancing this equation, what we have to do? 2H2O gives 2H2 plus O2. So balanced chemical equation of this reaction is 2H2O gives 2H2 plus O2. Means we can see here 2 molecules of water split into give 2 molecules of hydrogen and only 1 molecule of oxygen. Okay, 2 molecules of water gives 2 molecules of hydrogen gas and only 1 molecule of oxygen gas. So hydrogen gas has double number than oxygen gas. That means above the cathode, above the negative electrode, above the cathode, hydrogen gas collected will be double the volume of oxygen gas collected. So for this answer, first you have to write y is the amount of gas collected. in one of the test tube is in the activity 1.7. In the activity 1.7, double of the amount collected in the other. Name the gas. The name the gas means which is the gas collected more in amount?
Hydrogen.
Yeah. Name the gas is H2, hydrogen gas. Then what is the reason for that? For the reason you write the balanced chemical equation. Then after writing this equation, then write the explanation. 2 molecules of water dissociate to give 2 molecules of hydrogen and only 1 molecule of oxygen. 2 molecules of hydrogen and only 1 molecule of oxygen. Therefore, the volume of hydrogen gas collected will be double the volume of oxygen. Next questions from page number 13.
Why does the color of copper sulfate solution change when an iron nail is dipped in it?
What was the reason for that?
The iron nail gets coated with copper as the iron is more reactive than copper.
What type of reaction it is?
Sir, displacement reaction.
Okay, displacement reaction. So it is a displacement reaction. Copper sulfate CuSO4. The copper sulfate solution CuSO4 aqueous. It is a blue colored solution. It is blue in color, blue colored solution, copper sulfate solution. When iron nail is immersed in that Fe solid, iron is more reactive than copper. It is a displacement reaction. The more reactive, this is the reaction you can see here. The iron nail is immersed in copper sulfate solution. It is blue in color. You see it, the color of iron nail changes. It changes to brown in color. Now when we keep it long time, you can see the color become more brown. And if it is kept for few more minutes, the color of the copper sulfate solution changes to pale green. You can see the color gradually changes to pale green if the iron nail is kept for a long time inside the copper sulfate solution. See here, when it is kept for a long time, large amount of copper is deposited on the surface. Color of the solution becomes pale green in color. Okay. Now write the answer. Two observations in this reaction. Blue color of the solution of copper sulfate changes to pale green. That is because of copper sulfate is converted to ferrous sulfate. And the iron nail become brown in color because of the copper particles sticking on its surface. So the answer of this question, why does the color of copper sulfate solution changes when an iron nail is dipped in it? Answer is what? Because the color changes because copper sulfate is converted into ferrous sulfate. Ferrous sulfate is pale green in color. Now question number 2.
Give an example of a double displacement reaction other than the one given in activity 1.10.
Okay, we have to give a different example for double displacement reaction. You can write down. All of you write the equation of reaction between sodium carbonate and calcium chloride. Sodium carbonate is what? Na2CO3. It is aqueous AQ, and calcium chloride CaCl2. Calcium chloride is also aqueous. What will be the product? What are the products formed here? Double displacement reaction.
NaCl plus CaCO3.
CaCO3 will be the solid particle form. Calcium carbonate is white particles, that is precipitate, white precipitate of PPT. White precipitate of calcium carbonate will be formed. Plus NaCl, sodium chloride is aqueous, it can dissolve in water, so it is AQ. And for balancing the reaction, there is 2 Na and 2 Cl here, so we need 2 NaCl here, 2 NaCl for balance. Why it is called a double displacement reaction? Why it is called double displacement reaction? And here what happens here? Na2CO3 is aqueous. Aqueous means it can dissolve in water. When it dissolves in water, this Na2CO3, sodium carbonate, Na2CO3, it will ionize. It will ionize in water in presence of water H2O. What happens? It will give 2 Na plus ion. Sodium ion, 2 ions will be formed, plus 1 carbonate ion, that is CO3, 2 minus ion. carbonate ion CO3 2 minus ion with the 2 negative charge, and 2 sodium ions with 1 positive charge each will be formed. This is what happening in the solution. And the other compound, that is calcium chloride, that also will ionize. Calcium chloride also ionize, CaCl2. Okay, in water, in presence of water, H2O. What will be the ionization equation? Calcium ion Ca2 plus ion will be formed. Calcium is 2 positive charged ion, Ca2 plus ion, plus 2 chloride ions also will be formed, 2 Cl minus, 2 chloride ions will be formed. Now what happens next step? This Na plus will go to Cl minus, carbonate ion will go to Ca2 plus. This exchange takes place here. CO3 2 minus, carbonate ion, when it comes to positive Ca2 plus ion, we get CaCO3. That is this one, calcium carbonate. And Na plus and Cl minus combine to give NaCl. So these two ions are exchanged between the two compounds. That is why it is called double displacement reaction. So double displacement reaction means ions are exchanged between the compounds. If ions are exchanged between the compounds, then reactions are called double displacement reaction. And most of the double displacement reaction, one of the product formed will be solid particle, so it can be also called precipitation reaction. Precipitation reaction, because one of the product formed is solid particle. Na2CO3 plus CaCl2 gives CaCO3 plus 2 NaCl. Third question.
Identify the substances that are oxidized and substances that are reduced in the following reactions.
Okay, first one.
4Na solid plus oxygen gas gives you 2Na2O.
Okay, which one is oxidized and which one is reduced?
Sodium is oxidized.
Identify the substances that are oxidized and substances that are reduced in the following reactions. Means in the first equation, first reaction itself, you have to identify the substance which is oxidized and reduced. Both are there. One is oxidized, one is reduced. Which is oxidized? You are saying sodium is oxidized. And which is reduced then? Listen here, we can answer this question by using the definition of oxidation reduction in terms of electron gain and electron loss. I have given 3 definitions for oxidation and reduction. Oxidation means gain of oxygen, loss of hydrogen, and one more is there. What is the third definition of oxidation?
Loss of electron.
Yeah, loss of electron. Loss of electron is also oxidation. And reduction means what? Loss of oxygen, gain of hydrogen, one more is there. What is the third definition of reduction?
Gain of electrons.
Gain of electrons. So if electron is gained during the chemical reaction, that is reduction. If electrons are lost during the reaction, that is oxidation. Now we can see in this reaction, the reaction given here, 4Na sodium solid reacts with oxygen gas O2, that is the burning of sodium in air, combustion, burning of sodium in air, reaction of sodium with oxygen in the atmospheric air, and form 2Na2O. Sodium oxide is formed, 2Na2O solid. This is the reaction. So what happens during the reaction? We know sodium atomic number is 11, so electronic configuration is 281. Okay, 281. And during the reaction, what happens? Sodium will lose this last one electron, and it will get octet, 8 electronic configuration, that is noble gas electronic configuration, so that it becomes stable. So if one electron is removed, then it becomes one positive charged ion. Atomic number of sodium is 11, electronic configuration is 281. During the reaction, the first step is this one. Sodium will lose one electron and form sodium Na plus ion. So one electron is lost. Removal of electron is what? Oxidation. So this is oxidation process. Got it?
Yes, sir.
This is oxidation process. Then what will happen to oxygen? Oxygen, one oxygen atom, okay, atomic number of oxygen is 8. So electronic configuration is 26. To get octet, oxygen need 2 electrons. 2 electrons are needed. So the electrons given by sodium. Okay, one more sodium will do the same process. So we can write down here 2 sodium will do the same process. So 2 sodium ions will be formed and 2 electrons will be released. The 2 electrons released by 2 different sodium atoms, that will be gained by, that will be taken by oxygen atom. So here 2 electrons will be taken by oxygen, 1 oxygen atom. Means 1 oxygen atom will take 2 electrons. The 2 electrons are released by sodium, 2 different sodium atoms. Got it? 2 different sodium atoms release 2 electrons, and that 2 electrons will be taken by 1 oxygen atom. So these 2 electrons will be added here. Means it will form an ion, oxygen ion, O2 minus ion. Because 2 electrons are accepted, O2 minus ion will be formed. Now the electronic configuration of oxygen is 2, 6 plus 2 is equal to 8. So 2, 8 is the electronic configuration. So here oxygen also got octet, 8 electronic configuration. Sodium also attained 8 electronic configuration. Now both of them are stable. Okay, Na plus ion and O2 minus ion are stable. Both of them have octet. And here in this process, oxygen atom is gaining 2 electron, accepting 2 electron. Gaining electron is reduction. Gaining electron is what? Reduction. Got it? Now what happens finally? This Na plus ion, sodium ion, 2 positive charged ion, and O2 minus ion, they will be attracted because of the positive and negative charges. There will be strong force of attraction between O2 minus ion and Na plus ion, and they will exist as a single molecule, that is Na2O. It is an ionic compound. This type of force of attraction between positive and negative charge is called ionic bond. So ionic bond is formed between sodium Na plus ion and O2 minus ion, and it form a stable compound Na2O. The answer you can write like this: identify the substance which are oxidized and the substance which are reduced. In the first reaction, sodium is oxidized because it loses electrons, and oxygen is reduced. Oxygen is reduced because it gains electrons. And also write these equations. Question is what? Second part of this.
Copper oxide plus hydrogen gas gives copper plus H2O.
Okay. CuO, copper oxide plus hydrogen gas H2. Copper oxide is solid, CuO is solid. It gives copper Cu solid plus water H2O is liquid. Now identify the substance which are oxidized and reduced. Which one is oxidized, which one is reduced? Hydrogen is oxidized, the hydrogen H2 is oxidized into water. Hydrogen is oxidized into water. So this is oxidation. Copper oxide is reduced into copper. So this part is reduction. This is reduction half reaction. Oxidation and reduction. Copper oxide loses oxygen, so it is reduction. Copper oxide become copper. Hydrogen gains oxygen, so hydrogen is converted to water, that is oxidation. Gaining of oxygen is oxidation, losing of oxygen is reduction. Okay, today we'll stop here, we'll continue next class.